Alright, this is Z coming back to you with the second part of my waterfall table. I've gotten everything more or less ready. The temperature is going to be staying, at least the night's going to be staying above freezing. And then for the next 4 or 5 days, it's going to be like up in the 60s and maybe low 70s a couple days. So it's the perfect time to do it. Like I said, I've gotten everything mainly cleaned up and ready. I still have to do a real cleanup in here, and but let's get to it. Hope y'all enjoy. Started getting some of this stuff out of here, got it cleaned up a little. Here's what I've done over here. At least this part's all cleaned up. Even scraped up the floor. It was full of wood that I wasn't even really using, and then got this cleaned up. There was a gap back there that was letting air in, and then there was a gap right here that was letting air in. It's probably still letting some in because it feels cooler in here, and there it feels pretty good amount warmer. I've had the heater on all night, but you can see there's still plastic all to it, so I'm gonna put the thick plastic on there just to help with the dust. And then I might clean this up today, but I'm gonna start in there. Because I think if I'm going to do pour today, I need to do it as quick as possible. It's already like 12 o'clock. Do it before. See if I can get another pour done tonight. Get one done ASAP and then do another one as soon as that one gets tacky. So I don't have to let it cure completely and then have to sand it. And it costs another big mess to clean up. But let me get to it. Got that put up, so that should help because there's big gaps right here. And also there's a lot on the bottom, so the air isn't just going to move it and blow in and out. Now let's get back to this form. Because they have been bowing since then. So, here's the one for the sides. It's going to come out all the way over here. I'm going to screw this one down like I did that one because it's on the edge. But I don't want to screw this one down because I'm going to put holes in this in the middle somewhere. So I'm just going to use clamps. I'm going to have to clamp it down with these. So I got to get all this completely taped up so that the epoxy doesn't stick to it, and then I can't take it apart. And get to it. Let me tedious. I finished one row. Went and bought 3 more. They're 45 yards each. Get back at doing this fun stuff. I thought I measured those, but I guess I still got some room. They're not quite 48, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do now. And I'm going to go ahead and make the whole border. I think I'm going to put tape inside along with caulking. Try to make it square. I might have to put one on here already because the way that one I did the way that one I think they're both the same size, so I might have probably cut that top one. And I'm gonna put this one on here. I think it's gonna go way out there, but I need to clean it first. I probably need to go ahead and spray it, but I'm not sure I might be able to I mean, I'll be able to take it out, but I don't know if I should go ahead and spray the stuff that keeps it from sticking to anything. I can't remember what it's called now. So we're going to get a little high right now. Every time I bring something new on here that's not completely wiped down, it's going to leave some dust. Sucks. Guess I could have just measured it. So it's way out square. I'm not sure why, but this side is way out of square. And I just did lines on the, well, I didn't do one on this one, but I mean, it kind of goes back and forth. Oh yeah, that's what it is right here. Goes out. And it's still way out of square. Also, I think this comes out. So why it's so bad? That's pretty straight. Clamp it all down and caulk all around it. Probably do the outside too. Gonna be needing a lot more clamps. Still got to clamp the slabs down too. But I may not, because I'm gonna do it in layers, so it's not gonna have so much that they're gonna float. But it would help it from not so much getting under there. And I'll just do a little bit just to cover the bottom, and just work from the inside. Get this caulking done. All caulked inside and out. I'm gonna leave it to dry overnight, but I might go ahead and do the edges, seal the edges. I just put them on top and seal them, and that way they dry at the same time. Go clean my hands now. So it's 7 o'clock at night. I'm back in here trying to get this sealed, so I don't have to get up quite so early. Like tomorrow I wouldn't be able to do it anyways because I'd have to seal it. Then tomorrow I can sand it, clean it up in here again, and then maybe do a pour. Worked on preparing all this stuff today, all day today. Well, not all day. Most of the hours I worked today. All sealed. Even get some on the top. Probably didn't do any good. It's gonna get sanded off anyways. Just to kind of look at the figure in it. That's all kinds of stuff. So it's 7 o'clock at night. I'm back in here trying to get this sealed, so I don't have to get up quite so early. Like tomorrow I wouldn't be able to do it anyways because I'd have to seal it. Then tomorrow I can sand it, clean it up in here again, and then maybe do a pour. Worked on preparing all this stuff today, all day today. Well, not all day. Most of the hours I worked today. All sealed. Even this one on the top probably didn't do any good. It's gonna get sanded off anyways. Just to kind of look at the figure in it. There's all kinds of stuff. Morning, folks. It's the next morning. I did the sealing. You seal the edges because it's wood, it's porous. So when you make a pour, there'll be air bubbles coming out as it goes into the pour. So you seal it first, just stop that. Because usually you will almost always get air bubbles if you don't, unless you use some high like stuff that takes a week to cure or get hard. The main thing about this, I just want to check the bottom so that they're not stopping. Like, you can put it on there and it's going to continue moving even though it doesn't look like it's going to. And I went over it a few times, so this one's it's not bad at all. Just a couple of spots. I guess I can set it in there and see if it's doing anything. Because there's maybe two right here that are kind of bigger. But the more you mess with it, the bigger mess you make, the more you got to clean up. From now on, I'll be doing all the cleaning with a vacuum and wiping stuff down and not shaking out the cloth in here. Just doing it, keeping dust down. This has got a lot of dust on it, so every time I touch it, it might release some dust. So I'm going to put a piece of that, it's only a 1/4 inch, but it's that melamine that I was going to use on this, but I decided to use this instead. Because once you use that, you can't use it again. Hopefully I can keep using this. But let me get to doing this. My hands are slippery. This stuff is sharp. But now I need to remove all these and get those inside. So hopefully the caulking is cured enough. It's not going to pop off. I've been doing construction for a long time. Been doing interior trim for a long time and putting doors in. I think a lot of people will be surprised that when the doors are finished, they're caulked and painted. Usually it's hard to get anything off until you get that caulking off. And then the nails just kind of pops their nails, especially because they're finished nails, they don't really have a head. So usually the caulking is what's holding everything in more than just the screws or nails. Well, not screws, but screws can break easy too. This one is like, it almost feels twice as heavy as that other one. And they're pretty much the same width. Let's see, start move up. Maybe if I just take these two off, at least for right now. I can slide them under that one. I guess I should have cleaned it off better. Now I think I'm going to clean it. I'm going to tape up more of these too, because I left some gaps on them. trying to be saving on the tape, which is not really expensive at all. This one can stay. It's not in the way. But these are real rough cut, so I'm pretty sure they're all full of stuff that's going to pop off. So I just need to tape them for that reason, but also for the epoxy sticking to them. Doing some more taping. Got them all taped up. You can see it's stuff everywhere. Actually, it's hard to tell. As you can see, there's dust. I'm going to vacuum it all up. I've run into a problem. I was getting this in there, and it's out of square. I guess I should have cut it just to make it a little bit better. But the more gap you have on the side, the more epoxy is going to go out to the sides, to the back, and wherever else. So, like I said, I don't think 4 gallons is going to be enough. And I don't know how quickly I'll get the rest of it. I don't want it to be just sitting here, and I can't do anything else because I don't have the rest of the epoxy finished. So I have to keep everything clean here and not be able to do anything. So if I leave these open, because I'm saying it doesn't matter if the epoxy gets under here, but now it does in the frame of money and how much money. Like, she's not paying me to do it, but all this stuff costs a lot of money. I mean, if I was to sell the table, I'd probably sell like at least $45,000. And she has spent way over probably $1,500 just in materials. And we still have more materials to buy. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to tape all this up, fill them. The thing we fill from the bottom. Then, when I do the pours, I'll just put some in here to get in the cracks. I said this in part 1. This was the middle of it that got cut out. It ended up being the top because that's what I was wanting to use it because of the way the live edge is going out, and it just seems like a shore. If you got it the opposite way, it looks like a cave going under there. You can't really see it, but then she said she wanted it really opaque, so you wouldn't be able to see it anyway, so I could have used the other side that was more dry and wouldn't have cracked. Almost no cracks on the bottom of it because it dried. But when they cut it, it dried a lot faster. So this one's got cracks on the top, so they all need to be filled. And that one's got the cracks on the bottom. That doesn't really matter. But also, like I'm saying, it doesn't fit. I guess it's just because it's hidden on because the caulking is not at a straight 9-degree angle. It's an angle, so it takes them off. So I probably have to cut some of both of them to get them in there now. And I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to caulk around the edge so it doesn't go in there. I was going to do a pour just enough to cover the bottom and hoping that it wouldn't just go all over the bottom. And then once it's past the edge of this, then it shouldn't go back there anymore. But over here where it's getting higher, if the bottom is there, as it gets higher, it's going to start going. So I guess I just have to try to caulk it and hope that it doesn't go through and use more. So I'm going to do it in layers, so I don't think it's going to be that bad as far as in, like it's going to float and make that much more. Once I do the first ones, it's going to be glued down like that. And I'm also worried as it cures more, like once it cures all the way, it's hard, you can work with it, but it still keeps curing. Set up to a month or more, it'll keep curing. So sometimes that'll get it to twist and bow, because I've had another table bow like that and I had to completely redo it, and it came out a lot thinner, because you had to take the warp out of it to flatten it out. So the quicker I can get it out after I'm done, the quicker I can get the seat clamps, which are steel bars that will go underneath just to hold it so it doesn't warp with the humidity and the epoxy curing. But let me figure out what I'm gonna do and get y'all back on. I'm gonna cut the slab and I'm gonna create dust, so I'm gonna do it out here. So I don't have sawhorses over here. I don't have anything outside to really do it on, so I can take this down and use sawhorses outside and start doing everything I can do it outside. As you saw, I don't know if you saw earlier, it's a big mess. I've been cleaning up for a little while. I haven't even really been, I've just been removing the stuff off of it because it all needs to be clean. But I'm not going to spray them off in here. I'm going to spray them off outside, so I'm just getting closer to the door. Now that it's getting warmer outside, I'll be able to do more stuff outside. Especially like sanding. Because you can't even breathe in here when you have to have that mask on. And then with my trachea, all the scar I have on it, it gets irritated real fast. I can't stop coughing. It would be great if I had a dust collection system. I mean, I could use my top vac, but I'd have to buy special stuff to hook it up to it. And right now, dust collection doesn't really seem to be important. Actually, nothing really seems as important as making better videos. So if I can get a camera and microphones, that would be best. And all the work I do, I can't be doing it very long. Like I have all my joints are messed up. I mean, I stay in shape, but I do it and just do physical therapy every day. Don't really lift any weights. And, you know, I'd be able to make more videos. Be able to make more videos longer, then I'll be able to do the work I do because it's a physical work. So that's my number one thing right now is growing on YouTube and eventually make money off of it and make videos because YouTube is going to pay me to do it. So let me get to this. All cleaned up for the most part. It looks a lot bigger than it did before. It's actually pretty big for the size of this house. This big, it's going to be a dining room area. It is dusty. I got to let all the dust settle down before I keep going back in and out of there. All the dust is going in there. So I'm going to go drink some apple cider vinegar. Finally squared it up. It's still not perfectly cut because I did with a scale saw and didn't really try to make it go straight. I just wanted to cut you got like half an inch over here. And you got like a quarter inch over here. So I said I'm going to end up having to caulk that in hopes a little bit not coming to the back through the bottom. Like I said, it's not so big of a thing as it being in the bottom. But as it comes out, because it's live edge on the outsides, not so much on this one. On the other one, it's going to take a lot more epoxy to make it. If it does go out to the edges, then it's not live edge anymore. So, see what I can do about it. Now I'm going to try to fill these in. I think I'm going to go ahead and spray underneath because I'm out of plastic. I could just put some plastic in and then that way it doesn't stick to it. I had some fall down from yesterday right here. And for some reason, probably because it probably still had some residue from the thinner. It's still soft and you can just peel it up with your nails. So I don't think it's going to really stick to it, but I'm still going to spray it just in case because like I said, I'm not going to put plastic under it. So this just needs to be the base because that's what I made it for. Well, enough talking. Let me get to mixing some epoxy. It's mold release lubricant. I've had this for years. I bought 2 big cans of it. Found this one. I don't know what the other one is. So it's only around here, so I'm not going to spray all of it. Actually smells pretty good. And over there, it got pushed out when I first put this back in. So I redid the caulking. So that needs to dry too. Now I'll mix some epoxy. Every time I try to calculate it, it always tells me to make way more. So I'm not going to try to calculate on that. I'm just going to do about 400 milliliters. Set the timer. Put a whole container in these containers. If you can see it. They're not very big. 400 milliliters. And I think I finally got it dark enough. Where even I can't see through this. Because when I did the big one, there's a spot where I can actually see through it. I mean, not all the way through it, but you can see into it. So hopefully this is enough. Let's get this pour done. I got other stuff I want to do. I think this one's going to be different than the other slab. After I fill this, we'll see how much, I guess, how close it was. Well, I think that one's a lot bigger. And I hope I don't get a leak. They don't have to be completely full as long as the bottom is it's all filled up, except this one, I think. Oh, I got way more than enough. The one time I didn't have, I usually try to find other things that I can use the extra on. I do have a container that I'm going to make coasters out of. It's only got like 0.001% full in it. I think I'm not going to bother trying to get it all filled. Like I said, I don't have to, just as long as the bottom part is. And I've actually got it so thick that even if it's not all the way through, you still won't see through it. Because it's kind of cupped. I guess it was. I had to flatten it more before I even got it to where it is now. This thing is just sucking it up. Oh, it's not leaking. So we sprung a leak, a big one too. Been running around trying to, I mean, it's just all over the bottom. All the tape has come off. Probably should have tried to sand it more, so the tape would stick better, or I don't know. Using a thinner or alcohol to clean it first always gets it to stick better, but I didn't. Well, I put some tape on it, but it just kept leaking, so I just stuck a bunch of paper towels under there and hoping the pressure will keep it from leaking out, because it'll soak into those towels, and I'm hoping that soaking in there will kind of solidify a little bit more, because it's almost, I still have a lot left, and it's pretty thick in here. It still hasn't gotten hot because it's got, lid's pretty good. I had to put more in this one. This one is slowly going through the tape, but I have the tape all the way up to here and all the way up to here, so praying to God it doesn't leak too. Yeah. It's not even as much about leaking and wasting the epoxy as much as all the damn cleanup you have to do. I gotta get some more gloves. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this one is leaking. I should have did it somewhere else. Yep. That one seems to have stopped, so I'm going to try the same thing. And I'm going to try to weigh them down. find something to weigh him down. I guess I can just wait as long as possible. And if no more leaks out before this starts to really cure, I can pour more in there. I don't want to waste this. I can still use it. Man. Yeah, I think lifting it up probably helped the tape come off. I'm gonna try something. I don't know if I should, because I'm worried about that one leaking. But this one hasn't gotten lower anymore. I'm just gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna tape it up, then flip it over, and try to get it cleaned up and taped again on the other side and flip it back over. But I have a bad problem, but it isn't good enough. B. And it usually always ends up being worse, or the first time was always good, the best way. Even if I didn't do it perfectly, do it 10 other times and it's still messed up, which another reason why this happened. This the paper towels won't be so hard to sand off. I want this to fill all the way up to over here. Need it to raise up. I'm going to put some paper towels under this one. How long do I wait till I try to pour some more in there? I'll spend all day here just watching it. All the day is gone. It's almost 4 o'clock. It's been about 30 minutes since I've messed with it. I've poured some in there probably 3 times. And it's staying pretty full. It doesn't seem like it's leaking out anymore. This one, I just poured some more on there. Looks like it's going down slowly. But I think this is where it was leaking here, not over here. This is just spreading out more over here. Put some more tape on there and try to stick it more on there. This one doesn't seem like it was leaking, but it was down. I just poured some more on there. I'm waiting to let the water put more in there, but I got a good amount left. I'm just worried about it. Get too hot. It's just barely warm, so then if I just leave it in there, it would just cure in there, it wouldn't heat up like it did with another one when I did before at the cedar countertop, where I left it in there and started doing something else, and when I looked up, it was just smoking. This one doesn't seem like it's getting that hot, but it's not very much. Get y'all back on if anything exciting happens. So no more leaked out, but it all settled. I'm glad I put this tape. I put tape all around it. It all went back in there. If I didn't, it would have kept going. So there's a gap right here. There's a little bit left in here. It's finally dripping in there. 20 minutes. Maybe it'll stay here. I'm not gonna sit here and watch it. It's already almost 7 o'clock. So I'm just leaving it on here. It's plastic, so it's not gonna stick. Hey y'all, I think I'm gonna end it on this. It's getting long. I'm trying to explain more. Just trying to figure out ways to get more traffic through my site. For 1,000 subscribers. I should be make partner, but I don't have enough watch time. Right now I'm doing what I can with what I got. But it's already pretty long, and it's mainly a lot of prep work. So I'll check back. This will be part 2. Check out what happened with the leak. But I really appreciate y'all. If it's the first time, subscribe. Always have something going. Got shorts almost every day. Watch out for the next one. Maybe I'll be able to finish this table by the next video. Hope you have a good one.